Hello and welcome back to the channel. I'm going to be chiming in on this story right here concerning a black chef named Chef Way. He is going through a whole lot right now because of some internet tweets that have resurfaced after he tried to rebrand himself. Some of the things that he have said have been so terrible that I see why people are coming for him. He has lost a lot of endorsements, although he did get to keep his job. His boss said that people deserve second chances, although we've seen in the past where there have been others who would say certain things about so-called black people and they would lose their jobs, right? But in this case, a black man disparaging and belittling black women, a white woman tells him he can keep his job. But these companies, they wanted to put some distance between them and him, because some of the things he have said have just been terrible. One of the things that he said was that black B words make for good punching bags. Black B words make for good punching bags. This came out of that black man's mouth. He said a whole lot more, and I'm going to get into it in just a moment. But the first thing I need you all to understand is that this is why the scripture talks about our people would have an evil eye one towards another. And that is exactly what we see happening. He, among so many other so-called black men, have a terrible disdain for black women. They literally say that they can't stand you. I did a whole book called Woman Thou Art Bound. In the book, I highlight what has happened to bring a biblical understanding to this, and also expose that there is a demonic infiltration in a lot of these men who go down this path. Now, of course, I'm talking only about these men who do these things. I'm not talking about all black men. So if you don't fit into this category, I am not talking about you. But this man right here, to say that we are good for nothing but punching bags. He also talked about dark-skinned women. As a matter of fact, let me just get into the details of the article, okay? Now, this article pretty much talks about how the DA decided to let him keep his job, but other companies, they said, no, you're out of here. We're not going to support a man who have said such things. They don't want any parts of it, because they too know that some of their customers are black women. And if you want to prop up a man who would say the things that this man has said, then people wouldn't want to have anything to do with your company. So they put distance between them and him. So I'm just going to read a bit of it here. This is a tweet coming from I Appreciate You. She says, black men built large followings between 2010 and 2016 by being misogynistic, colorist, and downright nasty to black women. Cause at one point, that was an easy way to build a platform. They then took a break and came back as feminists, chefs, lawyers, and I love black women accounts. Okay, so this woman is basically saying that they're trying to rebrand themselves now after all of that they spewed, all of the disdain. They want to rebrand themselves and say, oh, we love you now, because they know that black women support, support. That if you're going to get support from anyone, you will definitely get it from black women. And so basically they are trying to use black women, right? And so one thing that the chef came back in his defense, he says, to those I've hurt with my past tweets that have resurfaced, I am deeply sorry. That was a moment in my life where I was sick in more ways than one. Then he goes on to say that cooking saved me. You have watched a flawed man heal. I will continue to heal and learn. Thanks for being along for the journey. So now he wants to make it a thing of healing, right? He is with a non-melanated woman. She looks to be of Asian descent, okay? So again, he has chosen that a woman outside of his race, because that disdain for black women that resurfaced, it was there. And so one has to wonder, is this a ploy to patch up what has been ripped and torn out of the hearts of so many black women? But now you want to improve your image so that you could earn money. Could it be that this is what is happening? Now, some are alleging that he's trying to repair his image because the damage was definitely very, very deep. It says Twitter users unearthed colorist, misogynic, and anti-fat tweets by the Houston-based influencer. He says dark-skinned women also accused Wesley of targeted harassment against them, dating back to 2015. According to circulating screenshots of now deleted tweets from Waymo the God, Wesley once suggested that black B words make for good punching bags. Okay, that was one of his statements that was tweeted. Wesley did not respond to numerous requests for comment from BuzzFeed News. Responding to the backlash, Wesley appeared to take responsibility for his words in an apology posted across his social media accounts on Monday. He has since limited comments on the post. So now, it goes back to this. We have said so many times that you'll have so-called white people who will say something hurtful or damaging or frightening about so-called black people. And when they are caught, they will issue an apology. So this seems to be the same thing to me. Okay? Because he was caught. True repentance isn't just an apology. And I've said that many times. An apology does not mean you are repenting. That is not the same. An apology is something that you can cook up in words that come out of your mouth, but mean absolutely nothing if they are not backed up with words. And one thing to me, the fact that he has decided to marry someone other than a black woman, it certainly shows that that thing that he felt for black women back then, it is probably still there. Okay? He's saying that he was sick during those times. Okay? So was it the money and the fame that has cured the sickness? These are things that are still hurtful. Now that you want to rebrand yourself as a mainstream, upstanding person, of course you want support. Okay. Some of the things he said, he compared a beautiful dark black woman. He had her next to a trash dump. Okay. And he says, with this woman in this trash dump landfill, he said, I see no difference. Okay. He says he sees no difference. Wesley's old tweets resurfaced after the food influencer posted a recipe for oxtail pasta to Twitter. And those familiar with his previous online persona were quick to call out his rebrand and serve up their own cooking because screenshots are forever. In one screenshot of a tweet, Wesley, a lawyer by day, referenced Sandra Bland, a black woman who was found dead in an apparent suicide in her jail cell 3 days after a traffic stop arrest in 2015. It says, if Black lives mattered to Sandra Bland, she wouldn't have taken her own life. I'm serious too, he wrote, according to screenshots. So in other words, he had no sympathy for that black woman who lost her life under suspicious circumstances. And so he's saying if her life mattered, usually when you have some so-called black people who go against the Black Lives Matter movement, even Candace Owens, they are usually married to somebody who is not black. In other words, they are just letting you know too that black lives don't matter to them either. Wesley expressed disdain for darker-skinned black women as he routinely made disparaging remarks. In one screenshot, Wesley cropped a dark-skinned model out of a photo with a light-skinned woman complaining that she messed up the pic. One Twitter user claimed that she had personally been targeted by him for her skin tone. She says, and I quote, "You commented on my pics on my old account and said my dark skin made me ugly. I was in high school, okay? Called me all types of butterface. You said if I was light skinned, I'd look better. Now you're a chef? That's crazy." And that was wrote by I Am Hago. Despite the public outrage, the DA's office expressed confidence in Wesley's rehabilitation and claimed that he was in ongoing recovery for his issues, including alcoholism, and maintained that he had conducted himself professionally since joining the staff. Those posts were inappropriate and offenses and do not reflect my values or those of Harris County District Attorney's Office. This is what Wesley is saying. So he's trying to say that he's a changed man and that you should disregard that. Let me keep my endorsements. Okay? Let me keep them. Okay, the fallout of Wesley's past online activity has resulted in two brand partners ending their deals. The first was appliance maker Anova Culinary, which immediately distanced itself after Twitter users flooded their mentions with calls for them to act. I believe that brands are about value. We want to partner with individuals that reflect our own values. Chef Way clearly does not represent the values we hold dear. Thanks to those that called this out, we need to do a better job vetting people that represent our brand, said Steven Savagian, the CEO of Anova Culinary. Tastemade confirmed to BuzzFeed News that it would no longer be working with Wesley, calling his past behavior shocking and disappointing. So that's another brand that is distancing themselves from him. It says the timing and the extent of the backlash against Wesley has been celebrated as long overdue Twitter justice by those who have also witnessed an era where profiles grew by peddling hate against black women. So that right there, a lot of people have grown their platforms just by peddling that against black women. This is true. So many have grown really big by doing just that. So it says you can't ruin people's lives and then just rebrand like everything is okay. I hope they don't stop letting you have it. You deserve every bit of it, one user wrote. Let this be a life lesson to not come online and do foolishness for clout, because one day you'll get what you deserve when you least expect it, and it could easily cost you your livelihood, another said. But further concerns have been raised over Wesley's continued employment in Harris County and DA's decision to support him in light of revelation. One concerned user wrote that the things Chef Way has said about black women is awful. It would be great if he lost every cooking deal he's gotten, but I'm more worried about what he's doing to black women in his position as DA in the Harris County where he serves as a prosecutor. So they have a right to have those concerns, because the things that this man has said and done, the one that got me more than any of them was that black B words make for good punching bags. That was terrible. I would suggest I've seen this story shared by a number of different YouTubers, but the one that kind of got me the most was the one shared by Paris Milan. She was very thorough in how she broke down this story. I would suggest going to see hers. She even got into some information about this man's mother. One thing that I want to applaud the mother for is the fact that she said she did not know her son was behaving like this on the internet. She did not raise him this way. She doesn't support it. She doesn't agree with any of it. I did like the fact that his mother said that this is inappropriate. He didn't get support from his sister either, right? They are two black women. And so you have to ask yourself, do you believe that they are good, that they make good punching bags? Is that what you believe? I'm done with this. Most importantly, I want to say this. Kevin Samuels, he grew large on his disdain for black women. He got a lot of supporters. He subverted whole houses just like the Bible said. And the Bible also said their mouths must be stopped. A lot of people don't want to chalk it up to the Most High judging him, but it is what it is. And so many more of these men are being judged for this type of behavior. Likewise, I have to say this too, that a lot of our sisters that are crossing over, going outside of the will of the Torah, going against the will and the purpose of the Most High, both black men and women are being judged because there was a biblical prohibition against us doing exactly what these people are endorsing and doing. So I always have to bring it back to the Bible, y'all. Y'all know that's what's going to happen over here. The truth must be told, whether you like it or not. I'm done with this video. Say what you must in the comment section. As always, keep it tight and keep it right. But until next time, I'm out.